Our coastal communities are home to about 1.3 million people. In my own county of Clare, places like Kilkee and Lahinch, the pressure on affordable housing is extreme and is largely driven by demand for second homes, unfortunately. In some towns, former two-bedroom council houses are selling for around 350,000 approximately, and ordinary homes, which is sea view, are approaching up to 1 million, which is unbelievable. This is simply unstable for the local families and for the viability of these communities. We need new ways of delivering houses that remains affordable forever, and I think that's very important. One option is to separate the value of the house from the value of the land, linking the resale price instead of to average local incomes. Community land trusts offer a model that can achieve this. That's my belief. What legal changes do you believe are needed to support the model? For example, how do we formally separate house value from land ownership in Irish law?
Thank you, Joe. And I think it's probably our coastal communities that are experiencing the most intense, I suppose, crisis around this problem with, how people from kind of a local place like your communities in Clare can't stay in the places that they have grown up in. And I suppose the Community Land Trust, I think, is essential for really ensuring that we have thriving coastal communities and island and Gaeltacht communities into the future. So the Community Land Trust, I suppose, we think is a really important part of community-led housing and cooperative housing. And really what it does is that there's an asset lock in a community land trust that will, means that the land stays affordable into perpetuity.
Yes.
And it's that piece that then, I suppose, the kind of models of housing on top of that, whether it's social, cooperative, what you're ensuring is that the land prices don't, there's no speculation that is beyond kind of, living wage and really making sure that the prices retain within the kind of the living wage of people in that area. Like a community land trust can ensure that communities know that their land isn't going to spiral into speculative increases like you're seeing in Clare. And we're very familiar with the group in Ardmore and County Waterford who are facing that same. I mean, it's existential. It's not. Their school is 2 pupils away from closing, so it's really essential. And I would use the word existential at this point in time.
What steps can be required to give community land trusts a clear legal footing within our housing system? Yeah, so I mean, we're using the example of the UK the UK, the 2008 Regeneration Act. They put in a very simple clause to really put into language what a community land trust is, and we think that that's absolutely essential, and would also be something that O'Coulon and others. And I'm really happy, Owen, earlier you mentioned SOA and Common Ground, and I think we're here really today as the face of a movement. We're doing a huge amount of movement, developing also with group in Clare Community Land Trust that is underway. But without that legislative change, or without community land trusts, and essentially that asset lock, because it's the asset lock which makes sure that land cannot be sold and houses can't be sold for speculative increases in the future.